Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. Hope you guys are ready to take on the week. Today, we are going to talk about referrals. That's really actually where I've spent the majority of my career, is in something called relationship marketing. Just a fancy way to say, hey, referral-based marketing. How do you get more referrals from your book of business? How do you get more repeat transactions or renewals from your book of business? We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to share with you just 3 simple things that if you implement in your business, I know will skyrocket your referral generation. But before we get there and I give you the 3 things, I'm going to cue the intro and I'll see you on the other side.
There are no bad businesses. There are just those people who don't know enough to see the opportunities in the work they're in. If there seems to be no future or opportunity in it, it isn't always because it's not there, but perhaps only because we can't see it.
Good morning. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Eric, I see your note. You just signed up as an affiliate of the company, so I'm super appreciative of that. You being an affiliate. I'm going to talk about referrals today. So referral generation, referrals should be the main way that you grow your business. And so if you're not generating enough referrals, I hope to give you 3 just things to think about today on referral generation. So this show is called Monday Mindset, Marketing and Money. And the concept is, hey, you got to get your mind right. You got to get your marketing right. So hopefully it will help you get your money right. Ryan, appreciate you tuning in as always, man. He always says the best intro of the week. I appreciate that. But shout out to Tony Merwin. He's the one who created that Monday Mindset video for me. So if you're tuning in on my Instagram, you missed out on the intro. If you check out Insurance Syndicate on YouTube, you can go back and watch all of my past Monday Mindsets. I'm in this insurance group teaching about mindset, money, marketing, and I do it every Monday, but I also go live on my Instagram. I want to read for you guys a quote, right? I'm a marketer at heart. This is Seth Godin. He's one of I call him the godfathers of marketing, has an incredible blog that he puts out all the time. He has some of the greatest marketing books that you guys should check out. But he says this: the secret to marketing success is no secret at all. Word of mouth is all that matters. Word of mouth is all that matters. And I have found that to be true in every industry that I've had the privilege to work in. The number one source of all deals has come from relationships. So relationship marketing is where I've spent the majority of my career. Is how do you get people to become raving fans? How do you get people to refer you, to do repeat business with you? And if you can lock this in, what happens is everything else, all the lead gen strategies, Facebook ads, farming, paid advertising, those are just icing on the cake and can fund into your funnel. But the ultimate is relationship marketing. So I want to give you 3 things to think about. But the first I want to give you is a quote by Dale Carnegie. And he says this: 91% of consumers will refer, but only 11% of salespeople ask. 91% of your consumers right now, of your clients, of your friends and family, are happy to give you a referral, but only 11% of salespeople ask. That is my number one takeaway for you today. Are you asking for referrals? Do you know my company, Reminder Media, will probably generate about 28,000 referrals this year? 28,000. It will be one of our biggest lead gen categories, and it's how we have grown our company. So we'll work with probably anywhere between 45,000 and 50,000 clients this year in 142 different industries. You don't get there if you're not willing to ask for referrals. And if I look at my company, you go, Luke, what's your number one strategy that you're using to actually get referrals? The number one strategy that I actually use is we ask. We try to ask on every phone call, every close, the hundreds of clients that we're bringing in a day, every new client that signs up. Guess what? We ask them. We ask them for a referral. And here's my firm belief in this, because some coaches in the industry disagree. They'll teach you, you don't have to ask for a referral. All you have to do is provide excellent service and people will refer. Though I believe, of course, you got to provide excellent service. It's the foundation to get people to refer. Otherwise, they're going to rave about you the wrong way. Where I disagree is I don't believe that people are going to refer you unless you make sure you plant the seed, water the seed, and make sure they know that you want referrals. Not only do they know that you want referrals, it's just as critical that they know who your referral type is, like who's your ideal client that they should be thinking about to refer to you. If you don't ask, you've never brought it to the top of their mind. And there's these crazy stats out there across the industries. You guys can Google your own industry, but I think across industry averages, it's around 75, 76% of people use the first business they think of. People will use the first business they think of 75 to 76% of the time. Why am I sharing that stat with you? You don't have to be the best. You just have to be the most known. If you're top of mind the most, you will get the business. The same concept applies to referral generation. You need to make sure that they actually know that you want referrals. And the strategy that has worked the best for me is we ask clients all the time for referrals. And guess what? They might not have somebody. And most people let that deter them. They ask somebody to refer a referral and they don't get a referral. And they're like, okay, well, I asked them. I'm not going to ask them again this year. No. I think you should be reaching out to your clients at least once a quarter to check in, to build that relationship. You should be dripping and asking every single time, because when you ask, guess what? The first time they maybe don't have a referral, you plant that seed. The second time you ask, maybe they don't have a referral for you still. You water the seed. Every time that you're asking, guess what you're doing? You're bringing it back to their mind and you're reminding them that, hey, if there's anybody that you know that needs help and my expertise, I would love to help them. Now, you should never come across as aggressive in sales, right? Or pushy. You should always replace that word with passionate. You're not pushy, you're passionate. You're passionate about helping people, and that is why you're asking. You're passionate about what you do, and you believe in it. I heard Ed Milet say this one time, and it really stood out to me. He said, the key to being the greatest salesperson is not to convince the person that you're pitching to believe in what you're offering. The key is to get the person that you're pitching to believe that you believe in what you're offering. Because if they believe that you believe in what you're actually offering, their belief in it will actually happen. And the same applies to referrals. If you're not asking for referrals, right, you're not showcasing to people that I believe in what I do. I help people every single day. Our vision statement for our company is not about making a lot of money. Our vision statement is to empower entrepreneurs to live a life of freedom. Well, if I don't ask every client that I run into, hey, I'm about empowering people to live a life of freedom. Do you know anybody else that you could connect me with that needs a life of freedom? Because I would love to help them do that. And tactically, how I do that every single day is helping them close more deals and retain more business in their business with their marketing strategies. There's such a difference there when you deliver it. So you got to ask. That's bullet point number one. If you're taking notes, you must ask. Now, think about this. There's this podcast I did with Brandon Haig. He's a coach in the advisor space. And he talks about the IPA method. So if you're a beer drinker, it will be easy to remember. I'm not a huge fan of IPAs, but it will be easy to remember. IPA, improve, praise, ask. So his strategy is improve, praise, ask. You can go watch the whole podcast on staypaidpodcast.com. Just go there to that page, type in Brandon Haig. It will come up. But essentially the strategy is you're reaching out to your clients. And the first step that you're doing is asking them if there's anything you can improve upon in your service. Is there anything that you need to improve upon for them that they would like to see more of, that they would want more from you, that you can do a little bit better? And the reason why you want to do this is vulnerability creates vulnerability. Vulnerability leads to trust. Have you ever noticed when somebody shares a very vulnerable story about their life that you instantly start connecting with them more, and it builds way more trust with that person than someone that is surface level? So vulnerability is a great tactic, not to manipulate people, but a great tactic to build relationships. Think about this when you make your phone calls to your clients once a quarter and you start asking them about how life is going. If you want to actually engage them and have a great conversation, don't just play the 21 question game where you're checking in on them. Reveal to them what's going on in your life. Be vulnerable, even if the vulnerability is sharing things about what's happening at your work or sharing things about what's happening in your life. Vulnerability creates vulnerability and leads to this trust being built. So when you call, you want to ask them, where can I improve? Is what Brandon Haig says. Second is you want to praise them. So this has to be authentic, but you need to think about something about that client that you actually love. Man, I love working with Luke. And why? And if you're really good, right, you think about the praise that you're going to give this person. If you can praise them on something around the concept of being one of your ideal clients, that you love this about them because these are the type of people you love to work with. What it does, Brandon Haig teaches, is that it puts into their mind when you ask them for that referral, it puts into their mind what type of client that you love to work with. So when you are going and you are asking them, hey, what can I improve on? Then you're praising them for a piece of, what they do or who they are. You're setting up that these are the type of people I want to work with. And then it's the IPA method because the A stands for ask. Then you ask for the referral. Now I'm going to give you another tip from a podcast that we did with a lady named Barb Betts. So she's a top 1% real estate agent out in California. And she blew my mind with this tip. She said, stop asking for referrals using the referral word. So when we ask for referrals, we tend to go, hey, is there anybody that you know that you could refer me to? Right? And what happens to the word referrals is because we've used it over and over again for literally probably the 100+ years now in business, for the consumer, it's kind of become a sales word. So when you say referrals, people tend to think sales now, and you want to get away from people thinking that, hey, I'm trying to sell your friends. So instead of using the word refer, use the word connect. So, hey, is there anybody that you could connect me to that I could be a resource and insurance to them? Use the word connect in replace of referrals, and it can change the way the consumer feels about how you're asking for that referral. That was a great tip that Barb Betts shared that really blew my mind. So if you're taking notes, you want to make sure, one, you are asking, and I would say ask when you're calling, and never be afraid to ask because you're not pushy, you're passionate. And instead of saying referral, use the word, can you connect me to anybody? Or can I be a resource to any of the people that you know, your friends and family? And what I teach my clients when they deliver their magazine, right? So one of the things we send out for our clients is a 48-page customizable magazine. When they send out their magazine, the number one tip I see from my top producers is they use the magazine as their reason to call. And I teach them, hey, when you call them, hey, Luke, checking in with you. You popped into my mind today. I got my latest issue of Good to Be Home. It made me think of you. I know I'm sending it to you as a gift. I don't know if you got a chance to check it out, or there's a great recipe on page 7 that I thought you guys would love. Megan and I tried it last weekend. It was phenomenal. I use the magazine as my reason to catch up, find out about what's going on in their life, share what's happening in my life, if I've done any of the recipes or anything like that. Then I go, hey, Luke, love being your agent. Man, I have a lofty goal for my business this year. I want to help 25 families live this life of freedom. I want to help 25 families in whatever you do. I want to help 25 families. And as I think about the families that I love to work with, man, not to be funny, Luke, but man, I love working. If I could work with 25 more Lukes, it'd be amazing. I know you think that might be crazy. For me, it would be phenomenal. Do you know anybody that you could connect me with? Maybe some of your friends, family, that maybe they're not looking right today to purchase insurance or to purchase real estate, but I would love to be a resource to them. Anybody pop into your mind right now that I could connect with, maybe send my magazine to? The average person knows 3 to 5 people a year that need your expertise. If you just send and do that for 50 people, you have a potential of 250 relationships that you can connect with. But you notice the key in that ask is that you're already prepping and you're saying, hey, I have a lofty goal for my business this year. I want to help this many families. What I love about that, you ever see people post on social media about their weight loss, right? And they're going to the gym and they're trying to lose a bunch of weight. Don't you get invested in their goal? You get invested in seeing their progress. Bring your clients in. When you ask for referrals, bring your clients into your business. Why are you asking for referrals? It's not just transactional. You have a lofty goal. What's your goal? Share with your clients your goals, because they want to be a part of the journey. They want to feel proud when you get to the end of the year and one of the posts that you do on social, one of the videos that you send is a thank you video going, hey guys, I just want you to know I hit my goal this year of helping 25 families, and it would not have happened without you, my community, referring me your friends and family. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate the trust that you put in me. And I wake up every single day. I will not let you down. And I cannot wait for 2024. When you do that, they're going to feel part of your company, and they're going to become not just clients that buy transactionally from you. They're going to become relationships that turn into advocates that are cheering you on. Make people part of your journey. And then your goal is, I want to be a resource to your friends and family, even if they don't buy today. Because what's the number one thing consumers think when you ask them for a referral, ask you to connect you to somebody? They think, oh, well, he's looking for someone that literally needs insurance today or literally needs my expertise today. No, take that excuse away. Hey, they might not be looking right today, but I want to make sure I'm a resource to them, available to them. Would love to send them my magazine, would love to send them my email newsletter to make sure I'm a resource and can provide anything they need when the timing's right. Take that objection away when you're asking, and that will increase the amount of referrals. All right, so that was number one. That was a long number one, but I hope that helps. So number two that I wrote down is you must be relational, not transactional in your touch points. So relational, not transactional. So most of the time what happens to us in business is we get into business, we hang up our signs, and we basically go out to the public, into our database and our friends and go, we're in business. This is what we offer. Buy, buy, buy. And then we turn around and go, well, not enough people are buying, so let me promote by doing promotions. Don't hear me wrong. You need to promote. You need to get your business out there. But if that's all the touch points you're sending, people will tune you out. Here's a great exercise for you. When the furniture store sends you marketing, what do you do with it? When the car dealership sends you marketing, what do you do with it? You're thinking, well, I'm not a car dealer. I'm not a furniture store. I'm an insurance agent, or I'm a real estate agent, or, I'm not that. The consumer doesn't see you any different. If you have not translated from being a transactional agent to a relational agent, think of a garage door salesman, right? The vacuum salesman that comes up to your door. They don't see you differently unless you make them see you differently, and that comes through the relationship. So when you think about your marketing, we tend to market to the 1% of time that we want the consumer to actually purchase for us. But there's 99% of their life that they're living that's outside of the time they're thinking about what you do. So you need to think of your marketing and what you're putting up on your social, what you're sending through email, what you're sending through the mail. You need to think of that in terms of what's the 99% that they're doing in their life right now that I can just add value to. People are blown away all the time when I share with them the success stories of our recipe cards. And I am telling you, I'm still blown away by it. We've been doing it for 2 decades basically now, and people love these recipes. So much so, I send the magazine to all my employees as a touch point. I have, thousands of people on my list as well, but I send my magazine to all my employees as well. My own wife gets my magazine in the mail, and she literally teared out one of the recipe cards just this past week. It was oatmeal, like raspberry cookies, and made it with my daughter, Evelyn. And she talked to me about the recipe card. Why? Because my wife, she's cooking all the time. Her and Evelyn love to make cookies together. It tuned in and tapped into something she does in her everyday life. And all of a sudden now I'm there. And it's not the end all be all, but it takes that person from being just transactional in their marketing to being more relational, because they're tapping into things that are happening in their life. Another tip that I'll give you for being a relational type agent in your marketing is do something that I call is the 5 for 5. So take 5 minutes every day. We all have it, no excuses. Pick 5 people in your database. Connect with them personally today. So a couple ways you can do it. You can pull out your phone and do a quick video message. If you don't have time for the video message, you can send them a text message thinking about you today. I literally, Jamie Hopkins, is a guy with Carson Wealth, and he's high up there at the company. He literally just reached out to me yesterday with a text message. Just, hey, Luke, just want to check in, see how you're doing. And we went back and forth. I was telling him my second kid's on the way, due in April. And he just probably had me on his list to touch base with, to stay top of mind. You can send a little quick message video. You can go to social media. This is really powerful. Go to social media, pick 5 people in your database, go to their wall on Facebook and comment on their wall. It's going to show that little red icon for them, that notification icon. They're going to click on it. They're going to see you comment on their wall. Not only that, send them a DM, a personal message in their social media. This actually gives you 2 things. One is it gives you that personal connection. The second thing that it actually gives you is it helps influence the algorithm in the background for them to see more of your stuff. The number one thing social media platforms look at to see who they show your content to is whether or not the people engage with your content and they think you actually have a connection and relationship with them. So if you want to influence the algorithm to get the people in your database to see more of your content, go and personally comment, personally connect, personally message them. They will probably message you back, like your comment, respond to you, and the algorithm in the background goes, wow, Luke and Joe, they have a relationship because they're communicating, and more of my posts will be shown to Joe. So that's a little hack that you can use to get in front of your database. But do a 5 for 5 every single day. If you did that every single day, you'll hit your whole core database over the course of a month with a personal touch point. So I'm going to go down here to the comments. Joe says he's got nice hair. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you, brother. Making me feel good. Ryan says using the word connect, fire. Yeah, Barbette's got to give her credit. Amazing. A great episode too. If you go to staypaidpodcast.com and search Barbette's, she was fire on that episode, giving us those tips on referrals. All right, third and last thing to help you increase your referral generation. And there's obviously a myriad of other ways, but just for today, for Monday Mindset, cleaning your database. Now, you need to look at your database today and ask yourself, is it real? Meaning these relationships that you have in your database, do you actually know them? Do they actually like you? Do they actually trust you? And do you have their phone numbers, their email addresses, their addresses? Do you know in business, you really don't need that many people in your database to have a really successful service-based business, whether it's insurance, real estate, mortgage. You need a couple hundred people, because when you have true relationships with a couple hundred people, think 6 degrees of separation. They're connected to 6 more people that they will refer you to. And before you know it, you're reaching thousands of people through 200 real, authentic relationships. So when you look at your database, cleaning your database is one of the most critical things you can do. The biggest struggle of my company in its existence has always been when I sign a client up, whether it's for our magazine, our social media, our email marketing, is actually getting their database. It's crazy. Even today, we'll sign up 100 agents across industries, 100 agents, and we're lucky if we can get 85 to 90 of them to actually get us their list, because they don't have it kept, whether it's in a CRM or even an Excel doc to keep track of it. And the ones that do have it, they haven't kept it clean. They're not referencing it all the time and making sure they segment their list. It's hard to do. It's like cleaning your house, right? You have to do it over and over again. Hang on one second. My Instagram cut off there for a second. Let me put it back. Okay, so you have to segment your list. You have to have your A list, your B list, your C list, and you want to try to get down to where you actually have a clean database. Now, you can put things in buckets. So you might have tons of different leads coming in. Don't be afraid to create a bucket for those and have a database for those prospects. But that should not keep you from having a really clean couple hundred people in your sphere that you know, this is my true database. These are the true people that I'm trying to do 26 or more touch points a year to. These are the true people that I'm going to invite to my client events or events that I'm throwing. Those people you need to make sure that you have sorted out and you have actually put into a database clean. Remember this saying, people do business with people they like and people that are like them. So people they like and people that are like them. What you need to do is that 5 for 5 that I'm talking about, you're not going to do to your 10,000 person database probably. You're going to do to your core database, but you have to spend the time cleaning it up and getting it documented. Use the Ford method, right? Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. I share it all the time. Those 200 people that are in your core database, do you know their family? Do you know their occupation? Do you know their recreation? And do you know their dreams? Let alone, do you have their contact information? So start with, do I have their contact information? Put them in there. Do I know Luke's family? His wife, Megan, he has a dog. He has a daughter named Evelyn. He has a son on the way. Why is that so important? Because when you look at your 200 and you're doing your 5 for 5 come April, when my son's going to be born, you can actually send a gift to me or a little message to me. Luke, thinking about you and Megan. Hope everything goes well with your son and the birth of your son. Congrats again. And that's a personal touch point that go well beyond sending an email newsletter or even one of my magazines, because it's personal, it's relational, but you have to have that database cleaned and set up for you to be able to do that. All right, I'm going to stop there. Number one thing, ask for referrals. Number two, be relational in your touch points, not transactional. And number three, you got to clean that database and reference it frequently. It should be the number one thing you're doing all the time. And I will tell you, in a service-based business, the sale of your business is dependent on the value of your database. It doesn't matter, even if you're in real estate and you want to retire and you want to hang your license in referral status, you have to have a clean database to actually have value there to generate deals for you. So the value of your business comes from the value of your database. It's kind of like your net worth is your network. It's the same concept, but it's more of a business concept from this application. So remember, clean your database, ask for those referrals, be relational. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning into this Monday Mindset. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Comment. Let me know other ways that you generate referrals that's effective. Appreciate you guys. Let's go kill it for ourselves, our clients, our family. Have a great one. See ya.